right, hi there. I'm Stephanie Comella, and I'm here with PD Active for a neuro-movement class, which just blends all sorts of floor-based movements, sensory integration, body exploration, and awareness to help you be healthy, efficient movers. Today, you need a release ball for your feet. And I have recently, as I was saying before I press record, I watched a webinar on the aging foot, and I just got reinvested in making sure that we take care of our feet, especially in this class. So we are going to do from now until the end of the year, we're going to be starting every class with some foot rolling. So you're going to take your ball. You can use a tennis ball or anything about this size, 2 to 3 inches, 4 inches. And we're going to place the ball just down on the ground and just pumping the foot on it. And we're going to do each foot for 1 minute, and that's it. We'll time it. And there's no real special technique or strategy. I like pumping the ball on the foot, so it's sort of like sends the juices, like squishes the juices out, squishes the juices back in, that hydration of your connective tissue and the joints in the foot. And basically this podiatrist, who I respect, she's a functional podiatrist. She was saying that it's important to do this every day. And I was like, every day? All right, every day. So we're definitely going to do it on Thursdays, but it'll be up to you to do this every day, 1 minute on each side. Okay, habit stack it while you're brushing your teeth or waiting for the coffee to brew. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the other side, 1 minute. While you're talking on the phone. And with this, especially allowing your foot to ooze around the ball. And you can spend extra time in any areas that need some extra attention. And especially as we start to move into, because this month we've been working on kneeling progressions, next month will be standing progressions. We are going to need to incorporate our feet more and more as we come up into standing postures and standing exercises. So I think this will blend in nicely. It doesn't feel so random. Everything's connected, but I did want to reinvest energies in our feet for the rest of the year. Little challenge. All right. Great. And that was a minute on that side. Awesome. Let's have you just walk around the room real quickly before we get on the mats. Walk around the room, see how your body is walking today. How's your stride? I know that after we did that footwork, maybe it's a little better even. How's your foot articulation? What does your gait sound like? Are you heavy, light, shuffly, lifted? How's your arm swing, your torso rotation? Do you feel like you need to look down, or can you look up? Very good. And we'll go ahead and bring it to your mat. We're going to do just a little bit more foot stretching. If you need to hold on to something for balance, go ahead and do that. We're going to take the toenails, the top of your foot, and place the top of your foot down. Okay, this is going to make your toes kind of curl backwards. And then you're going to roll your foot from side to side. Those of you that have been coming for a while, you know this one. We're just going to roll the foot side to side, getting the pinky toe to stretch and the big toe to stretch. And if it's painful, just do what you can. If your foot is really tight and rigid, you may just need to work a little gentler. And then some ankle circles, about 5 in each direction. And then let's go ahead and do the other side. So toenails down. You decide if you need more space, like less impactful of a stretch, or not less impactful. It's all going to be impactful. Maybe a little bit more forgiveness in the stretch. Leg is going to be further out. If you want more stretch, more here, we'll go closer to the other foot and then rocking side to side. And then rolling circles, 5 in each direction. Excellent. Good. And then go ahead and do a few calf raises here. Saying how that's feeling. We'll do about 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, let's come down to the mat. And everyone's going to have their own way, but I'm going to suggest a reverse lunge and then knee down, and then see how this feels, where we come down into our hands and then drop the hip and then swing the legs through. All right, we've been working a little bit on that transition, yeah? All right, let's start on the mat, on your back. We'll start low and work our way up, as we do in the progression of motor development. We'll start with the feet wide, hands down by your side, and let your knees fall from right to left. So you know the drill, this is kind of our holding pattern. Some of us take a little bit longer to get down to the mat than others, so we'll just make sure everyone gets caught up here. Now, in this movement, for those of you that asked for head and neck mobility, as the knees fall to one side, you're going to take at least your eyeballs, if not your whole head, to the opposite direction. So knees go left, eyes and head look right. And I want you to lock your gaze in to something that's on the right side of the room and on the left side of the room. And make sure that you focus in that gaze every time that you twist. So get that very acute focus on your eyeballs. Good, we'll do that 1 or 2 more times. Perfect, nice job. From here, we're gonna place one hand behind your head. If you have shoulder mobility issues, no big deal. We can just do this without the hand behind your head, but right here, it's gonna be a little bit more impactful. We'll go right hand, one hand behind your head. And I'm gonna do this looking kind of facing up so you can see what's going on. You can either do this seated or laying down on your back. You're going to have your hands wrap around so that they come behind your earlobe on the opposite side. Now you're going to hook those fingers as if you were doing like a climber's hook grip. And we're going to pull those fingers, scrape them along all of the tubes and such on the back of your neck, right below your hairline. And you're going to look over to your elbow as you do it. At some point, you'll run out of space to scrape. And so you'll reset. Okay. Make sure that you're getting a good, like, sticky grip along the skin, pulling the skin. And your eyeballs, again, are looking to the elbow as you rotate. So you look before you rotate and pull across. And again, we'll do this 5 times total. Take your time. Really get into all of those tissues in the back of your neck, right at the base of the hairline. And maybe if you want to add this as a daily challenge, you can do that too. Put that on top of everything you're already doing. Okay. So once you've done 5 in one direction, just turn your head right and left, whether you're sitting up or laying on your back, and just see, oh, does that feel better or worse than when we started? We didn't really do a pre-class assessment, but maybe you know your body enough to know if that's better. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So reaching behind, other hand, you're going to grab some tissues, bring your eyeballs to the elbow, and pull across. And like I said before, take your time, get that real sticky grip right at the base of your skull. And then also considering the more you lift your spine and have your head in alignment with your spine, that's why doing it on your back is helpful, because you know for sure your head is in alignment. So if you decided to sit up, just make sure that you are lifted in your head and you're pushing your head back. Yeah, I think I've got one more on this side. We can estimate the reps. Good. Then once you finish that, go ahead and turn your head right and left and see if you feel a difference. And if you did, awesome. Maybe that's something you add to your toolbox. If not, we'll move on. All right. All right. If you sat up, go ahead and lay yourself back down to the mat. We're going to do a little bit of core work here. Place your fingers on the top of your pelvis, on your hip bones that sort of protrude forward, your pelvis bones. And we're going to rock your pelvis towards your nose, so flattening your low back, and then extend your low back into extension. Rock the pubic bone towards your nose and then extend open. All right, so I'm moving between flexion and extension of the lower back. And I'm doing this with my hand so that you can see what my pelvis is doing, because I know it's hard to see, that small movement as it is in the body. So I'm just directing with my fingers. And you know what? If it's helpful for you to do it with your hand as well, to give you this illusion of this illustration of what we want the bones to do, go ahead and do that. It's all about giving our bodies the right inputs so that it performs the way we want it to. Last one. Beautiful. All right, we're going to press your low back into the mat. So lots of abdominal work to press down. Bring right leg in tabletop and then bring your left leg in tabletop. All right, and we're going to lower the heels down so that they are a 90-degree angle in our knees. And of course, we're going to dorsiflex the feet because that's my MO always. Yes. All right, we're going to kick your heels up towards the ceiling. When you kick up, I want dorsiflexion. Try not to let your thighs migrate away when you kick up. It's going to be a stretch in the hamstrings, and then bend your knees to come down. Now, it looks like this group that I have live here is doing a great job with the double leg. If this is too much, you can always go to single leg at a time. Okay, just one leg at a time. You can just rest one leg down and work on the single leg kick. Okay, but we are elevating our practice here, pushing it a little bit more with the double leg. Good. We're going to go 2 more. And last one. Perfect. Release the foot down, release the foot down, let your knees go side to side. Now, we did that first set with an imprinted spine. You're pressing your low back into the mat. We're going to do a second set where we have just a little bit of space in the low back. All right, let's go ahead and settle it up. Find your little bit of space. It's called neutral pelvis, where you have a sandwich of activation in the front of your core and in the back muscles. Legs in tabletop. Notice whether you had a desire to imprint the spine or you can maintain that neutral pelvis. All right. Now, when you kick the legs up towards the ceiling, you may have a tendency to imprint the spine. You're like, oh yeah, my hamstrings are tight, so I need to imprint my spine. However, we're going to work out of that. Okay. Try to keep your tail heavy on the ground, a little space in the low back, lots of squeeze through those quads. Yes. Bend the knees and then kick. Good. Can you hold the shape in your low back and your core as you work through the knee bend kick? Nice. And then note for yourself, if you want a little feedback, you can place your hands on your thighs, and that'll help you register whether or not you're moving your upper knee bone or your upper thighs or your upper leg bones, because I just wanted to hinge at the knee joint. All right, we're almost done. 2 more. And last one. Feet come down, let your knees go side to side. Those little moments of very precise movement that require that self-awareness, that's where the mindfulness kicks in. That's what sets this practice apart from maybe going on a walk, right? Or doing something repetitive. That mindfulness component. All right, legs up in tabletop again. Here we go. Neutral pelvis. We're going to kick just your right leg,
Here's the kicker. We're gonna go leg lowers down, pull the leg up. Leg lowers down, pull the leg up. Here's the deal. When your leg lowers, do not let your back overarch. Don't let yourself flare. Keep it tighty through the ribs and your core. Working your hip flexor strength. And you can limit this range of motion to a range that you are able to control. One more time. Pull up, bend the knee. We're going straight into the other side. Other leg, kick it straight. Left leg. Left leg lowers, left leg pull. Nice, strong, neutral pelvis, neutral low back. Again, if you feel your low back excessively arching off the ground, limit your range of motion or try harder in those abs. Try harder to hold yourself steady. Just focus more. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee bends, feet go down, let your knees go side to side. Quick stretch on those hip flexors. Yaza. Yep. And we're going to finish this little series here. We're going to stretch out those hip flexors by activating the glutes. Walk your feet so that they're underneath your sit bones. Tap your feet, scrunch your toes, get your feet active again. It's very cold here, so I'm like, I can't even feel my feet. They're very cold. I'm going to wake them up so that they participate. Press the hips up towards the ceiling. Lifting your hips up nice and high. Send your knees over your toes. Knees over your toes. Open the collarbones. Hang here in your high bridge just for a moment to make sure that you've hit all your checkpoints. Knees over toes. Feet are active. Shoulders are wide. Abs are drawn in. And we're going to lower the hips down, just tapping the tail and press the hips up. We're going to go 12 repetitions, all the way down, all the way up. Give yourself a quick run through of all of those pieces. Feet are active, knees over toes, abs are in, shoulders are wide. Keep repeating to yourself, run through that checklist every time. For me, I have to think about my feet today, a lot more than normal, I think, because they're cold. So feeling that tripod, feeling the work in the intrinsics of the foot. We're going to go for about 6 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nicely done. Bend your knees in towards your chest, grab behind your thighs, curl yourself up into a small ball, so lifting your head and shoulders off the mat. And we're going to start to kick through. Adam's got it. We're going to kick through, rock and roll until you come up to a seated position. So you're sort of in this crouchy seated position. Now, we're going to actively draw. So this would be just like a slouch, like unactive. But if we pull in and we actively flex our spine, hover up on the tailbone, so floating your thighs, your feet up. Good. Pull yourself in deeper. We're going to see if we can roll back one time and then land exactly like this. Let's try it. Roll back and then land exactly. Yep, if you need to bounce off the floor, no big deal, you'll get it. It's a little bit of a target practice. Roll back, land. Honestly, I've got like a frumpy sweatshirt, so I'm like rolling over this like bar. So if you got a frumpy sweatshirt on, that might be hindering you more than helping you. There you go, Carrie. Nice. Roll back. Good. What if you took your eyes up behind you as you roll back and then bring your eyes forward when you come up? Like let your eyes travel with the roll. Eyes travel and then eyes come back. Maybe the eyes even precede the roll. So it's like, I'm going to look up and then I'm going to look down. Right when I want to start to roll forward, bring your eyes back down, like whip it. Okay. 3 more. It's fun. Have fun. You can click your heels together. Click, 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 click. Last one. Click, 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 click. Easy, right? Nice job. Feet are going to slide down. I'm just going to turn. We're going to bring our legs off to the left. So we're in a side sit where our knees, our shins, our feet are kind of stacked up on one another. And this foot's going to lay flat with the laces down.
All right, we've been working on this a little bit here. This hand's gonna slide out to the side so you're propped. We're gonna side bend and bring your elbow down to the mat, all the way down. Big breath in towards your, yes, good, yeah, come down onto your elbow. Reach open. Now, these ribs are now open like an accordion, so we have lots of space to inhale into there. From here, we're gonna push up on the hand, little tricep press, reach over, grab onto either your thigh, your shin, or the mat, and we're gonna side stretch to the opposite direction. Some of you may get the side bend, some of you may be more like, I'm just trying to hold myself here. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna cartwheel over. You'll slide out a little bit, lower the elbow, inhale into those side ribs. You can use some momentum from this top arm to help you come up, tricep press, drift off, and side stretch. Yeah, all right, we're gonna go a little faster on the tempo since you're all keeping up with me. Reach, push, and side stretch. Reach, drop, side stretch, lift. Nice, 2 more. And last one. Good, we're gonna finish on our elbow. Finish on your elbow. Now, Carrie, you're backwards to me, so just keep yourself straight, okay? All right, we're gonna take that top leg, stretch it out long. Now, strong through this shoulder, don't let your shoulder come up towards your ear. We're gonna slide the leg forward. The toe is gonna lift up towards the ceiling a little bit. Slide the leg backwards. Do I have space? Kind of. And the toe will point roughly down, so that the knee is gonna roll into internal rotation. So we'll go forward, the thigh sort of opens up, and backwards, the thigh sort of drops down. Yes? Yeah, good. Now, I know myself that I like to not be sideways to the horizon. So like, even if my body is sideways, my head will go like this. Let's see if we can keep our head in line with the body. So if you see yourself in your reflection, the mirror, the camera, try to get your head in line. And yes, your neck will be working here. That's like me avoiding some neck things from the past. Yeah, last one. Good. Nice job. We're gonna slide that leg back behind us and bend it and then press up. We are now in a true Z sit. So our legs are no longer stacked. They're sort of in this Z sit, all right? Now, notice the relationship between this front foot and your knee, your thigh here. It's touching. Yes, it's touching. Brain, I'm aware it's touching. So now when I say press your foot into your thigh, you're like, oh yeah, I can do that, yeah? All right, we're gonna come forward over your shin onto your hands. There we go, and then shift back and bring our hands to our hips or yeah, behind us, whatever, just a little intermission. Shift forward and shift back. Nice, shift forward and shift back. That's good, Carrie. Now, if you need a little push up from behind, no big deal. Do what you need to do to get forward on those hands. Good. Now, some of you are gonna shift forward, keep your hips high and bring yourself into this Z-sit kneeling thing. Then you're gonna bring your hands down and then shift back and reset, okay? Shift forward, press off, down, and sit back. Some of you may even skip the forward roll. Maybe you just come forward and up, okay? This is gonna be a timed interview. I want you to work on whatever version of that makes sense for you and challenges you, okay? Some of you are newer to the game. Some of you have been working on this. So go ahead and move through this. We're gonna work for about 40 seconds. Working through it. Even more advanced would be like, don't actually sit down. Just tap your booty and then come up, okay? Keeping this foot connected, yes? Keeping the foot connected. I'm just gonna show some different versions for those of you that need the review of the options. You have 15 seconds to go. Yeah, working those hips. Some mobility. Try to keep that foot forward and connected. Squeeze the knee in. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. And take a seat back. Now, we're going to do this whole series on the other side. I will remember, you just watch me. Carrie, you're going to be opposite of me again, okay? Don't get confused. All right, swing those legs around. We're going to be in that side sit to start. Side sit. Hands propped out to the side. We drop down onto the elbow and side stretch all the way over. Again, these ribs are now open like an accordion. Breathe into them, puff them up, shrug your shoulder up towards your ear. Yeah. We're gonna drive through the tricep, lift up and over, inhale, side stretch to the other side. Good. And again, some of you may be just like, I'm trying to hold this, right? We're gonna get there. Up and over, side stretch. I'm supposed to make it look easy. That's my job, right? And up and over, inhale. Good. And we know the drill, so we're gonna pick up the tempo. Side stretch, turn your world sideways, and then up and over, turn your world sideways again. Yeah. If you want a real vestibular effect, you're gonna lock your gaze in on something as you do the side bending. Good. Let's go one more time, and we're gonna finish on the elbow. Beautiful. Hand can either be on your hip, or if you need a little bit more stability, it can come in front. Top leg kicks out long, strong in your shoulder. Kick the leg forward. We're going to rotate the thigh and the foot to face the ceiling. Slide the leg back, especially if you got slippery floor. This is fun. We're going to go behind us and a little internal rotation with that hip. The foot slides and kicks forward. Slide and kick back. Nice. That rotation in the femur joint is really important for gait. We need to make sure we preserve as much of that range of motion for as long as we can. It's going to help with gait mechanics, foot propulsion, all good stuff. Pelvic floor elasticity and health. Nice. We'll go 3 more. 2. And last one, we're going to swing the leg back. Hold it behind you, Z sit, press arm up. Again, brain, foot stays with knee. Yes, I know, sounds elementary, but trust me, they become disconnected as we get distracted. All right, so we're gonna roll forward. I'm gonna show you the same progression that we did before. Roll forward onto your hands, and then tip back, sit back, and hands come back. Shift forward, and shift back. Remember, this is important. This connection here is important. It ensures what I'm looking for those hips, okay? It ensures that those hips are in rotation the way I want them to be stretching and working, okay? And then progressions, if you haven't already started them, you can come forward and come into that hip press. This is where we want to keep the hips tucked underneath us, but still in that rotation there with the foot. Hands come down and then sit back. All right, we're going to work for 40 seconds. You decide what challenge looks like for you today. Just tap down, tap up would be the biggest challenge here. Uh-oh, I see my dogs running. Okay, good. Like front gates open and the dogs are running. What's happening up there? Good. Press and lower down. Nice job. Press and lower down. You have 15 seconds. Again, lots of options to work through, whatever feels best and challenges your body. Of course, we want to be challenging ourselves. How easy is that transition? We've been working on these transitions from sitting to quadruped to kneeling. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a seat and come on down. All right, we're going to swing that leg around to come into a cross-legged position. All right, let's have everyone get on the same page. So we're going to have your right leg in front. Can we have everyone's right leg in front with the cross-legged? Yeah. Lean out with the left hand, and we're going to swing this right leg to go back into your Z-sit. Yeah. And then that's the exercise. We're going to swing it and cross it in front. Nice. Swing it, cross it around. Swing it, cross it in front. Now, are you able to do that with less support of this left hand? Okay, so maybe no hands. Lean, you're gonna lean into this knee. Yeah, there you go, Carrie. Slide it back and reset. Nice. Lean, slide, and return. Beautiful. How little of a lean do you need? Yeah, last 2. One more time. Good. Finish with the leg in front. Love it. All right, we're cross-legged. I'm going to scoot back so I have padding under the knee. We're gonna, again, roll forward over our shins. You can use a little butt bump behind, come over the shins and come into hands and knees. Good. Sit the hips back, roll over the shins and come back. Now, I understand if this is new, this may not be comfortable. It's because you're not used to it. We're trying to get a little bit more mobility in the hips and comfortable with pressure on this trigger point right here that's in your shins. There you go. Forward and back. Last one. Forward and back. Love it. All right. We're going to unravel, recross with now the left foot in front. And we're going to do that same swing drill as we did on the other side. So we're going to post up on the right hand. The leg will swing out. You can lean far, swing it back, tuck the foot in. I didn't mention this before, but we want the foot to be flat, like laces down. And then reset, right? Lean out, swing around and fold in. Okay? You lean off the hand as much as you can. I had to do like a little tuck. I was like, is it in? All right, let's try to get it there without as much hands. Yeah. Maybe a little less lean even. You're like, okay, I'm not gonna lean. How's that mobility? How's that control? Yeah. Getting the top of your foot to slide. I'm digging this mat that I have. I know some of you have a stickier mat. It's like slippery and sticky all at the same time, so I can really glide my sock over it. It's like it's sticky with skin, but not with clothing. Last one, we're gonna finish with the leg in front for the cross-legged roll forward. Here we go. Cross-legged roll forward, come into hands and knees. And sit back. You all are doing great. I'm just gonna offer an option for anyone that comes back to the recording, or maybe you're like, yeah, I would like that too. You can put a pillow behind your butt and that'll give you like a little boost so that you're not coming from like all the way back. You basically be starting a little bit lifted over. So if that's for you, then use it, right? I'm all about use props that make the movement successful. Yeah. All right, let's go 2 more. And then we're officially on our knees for a bit. All right, let's have you come into hands and knees. I'm just gonna turn so that I got good profile on you. Slinky cat-cow, I don't think we could do a class without it. That's just cat-cow moving through flexion and extension, but we're always gonna start from the pelvis. So we'll tuck the tail and wave through the spine. Let your head drop as you come into flexion. Let your head be loose. Let the gravity traction out the neck, release the tension. Your pelvis is going to be, again, the first thing to move. So you're going to lift your tail and let that extension wave through the body. Your eyes will come up last. Push the ground away, slide the shoulders away from your ears. Again, tail first, tuck the tail, wind through, let your head drop as the last thing. And then extend. Tail first and weave through. All right, I'm going to stop narrating so that you can focus on the inner feeling of this. Noticing where you get, where in your spine's a little bit stickier. Where do you need to focus on a deeper segmentation? Yeah. One more time, please. Excellent. Shift your hips back. You can either come into a low kneel with the hips over your heels or stay in a high kneel and just roll out your wrists. Whatever's comfortable for your knees. I know this can be a little much for most. I'm just trying to stay in the frame. I'm gonna have to move my computer back a little bit. All right, we're gonna come down into hands and knees again. So we just worked on the mobility of your spine, so the segmentation, the wiggleness of the spine. Now we're gonna work on control of support and stability. Let's bring your hands to the center so the thumbs are roughly touching. Push the ground away and find a neutral pelvis, so not flexed, not over sway back, somewhere right in the middle, okay? Collarbones wide. We're gonna take your left hand and place it in the small of your back or just past your hips. Depending on shoulder mobility, you may find something is more comfortable. Good. From here, we're going to bring the hand down to the ground, switch responsibility of the weight, bring your other hand in the small of the back or past your hips. All right. So how smooth and how silent can your spine be as you work from side to side? Good. The weight shifting is very minimal because you're picking up the responsibility in your core and your trunk muscles. Let's go 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. Return. Press your hips back just a little bit and come into a high kneel position. Great. Yes, I knew my head would be cut off. I think we're good. Yeah. Let's do this. We're going to place the hands in the small of the back, both hands. What happens when you hinge forward now? We worked on this a couple weeks ago. Hinge forward as if you were to come into hands and knees. Take notice for yourself if you rounded your spine to come forward. I would like you to be in that extended or neutral position here. See if you can get lower. Can you get lower? How low can you get? Can you peck the floor with your nose? Yep, without face planting. And then bring your torso upright, press the hips forward. We're just gonna work on that little drinking posture. So we're gonna come down all the way. How far can you go? Peck the floor with your nose or your forehead. Press up and hips come forward. Nice. 3 more. Lower down, drinking posture. We go down, down, down. Tap. Good, and drive. Nice core strength, guys. Drop through. And last one. Excellent. And return. Adding a layer, should you choose to accept. We're going to come into your drinking posture. In your drinking posture, remember that we didn't round through or drop our head. Our head's not supported when it's just dropped like this. We want it to be in line with the rest of our spine, supported by our back muscles, okay? We're going to come into that drinking posture. That was a little tangent. We're going to keep one hand behind the back. One arm is going to reach forward. Yikes. Bring the hand back. Reach the other hand forward. And bring it back. And then drive everything up. Good. Lots of back strength. You could probably guess that the next level up option would be both arms at the same time for 2 reps. Okay. So you get to pick your poison. We're going to come down. You're going to hover. You're not quite touching the ground. You don't have to go all the way through. One arm or both arms reach forward. Whoop. There's a little teeter. I know. Bring the arms back if you did both. Otherwise, you do the other arm or both arms again. It's just so we're all on the same count, no matter what version you're on. And then hips come up. 3 more cycles of whatever that was. Single arm or double arm for 2. Here we go. Hinge. Hold. Feel the stability in your back. We reach forward. 1, 2. Good. And then up. Just the 2. So either single arm and 1 on each side or double arm for 2 reps. Hinge again. Here we go. Collarbones open. Eyes are lifted. 1, 2. Press through and up. Excellent. Last one. I'm getting warm. Finally. Reach. Stretch. 1, 2. And everything lifts. Nicely done. Turn sideways on your mat. We're going to get off your knees for a little bit. We're going to do some transitional work now. Scoot all the way to the right side of your mat so you have lots of space to your left. All right. We've been working on the transition from high kneel to side sit. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. If you need to, place your hand out wide, that's your outrigger, and then hips come down. If you need don't need hands, don't use them. Slide your hand out to the mat and kick your legs out long. We're gonna stretch the arms up super, super long, like make your body as long as possible. We're just gonna reverse that from here. So we'll bend the knees in, press up, hands or no hands, lift the hips and come into high kneel. Yeah. And now how's your agility? How's your tempo? How's your control on getting from high kneeling to side lying? Do you need your right hand at all? Your right hand is the one that's on the outside. Do you need your right hand at all? Maybe you tuck it in the whole time. Maybe except for this part. Big stretch, of course. And then we tuck it in, pull in, lift, and push. Good. Now, minimal left hand if you have it. This is where it gets tricky. You're like, oh my God, that's a really long ways to go. Nice and slow. Let's reach both arms out just for fun. This is the hard part too. We pull in, knees in. I'm gonna use my elbow just a little bit to get me here. Not all superheroes wear capes. Here we go, lift up. And again, go ahead and move through that a few times. Lowering down, slide out. We're gonna go for 30 seconds. And up, nicely. Good. Rolling down, you got a couple more. We're just working, Bill, on the transition from kneeling to sideline and then back up again. Yep. Good, Carrie, get there. Yeah, you can throw your arms forward, use a little bit of that counterbalance for the time being. Big stretch, maybe do a little side kick, why not? A little Jane Fonda influence, and then up. Good, excellent team. All right, we're gonna sidestep our way over and do the same thing on the other side, okay? If you know what you're doing and you don't feel like you need the little kind of progression, I'm gonna go from the beginning, but if you don't need the whole progression, go for it. All right, so we're gonna bring one hand out, hips come down. And we're gonna walk ourselves out into the sideline position. Make sure that you grab this full body stretch here because it's inducing feels good. Little leg lift if you want. We're gonna press in, push yourself up, come up into your high kneel. Okay, so whatever version is for you. We're working on the efficiency of getting down onto your hips and then up and over. If you want, you can just do a portion of this. If you're like, hey, I really just need to work on like this aspect of it, pick that apart. This is your program. I'm just here to guide you, show you new things. And then go ahead and add the challenges, right? So you're not going to use your left hand at all. Except for this part. A little constraint therapy. Yeah. You're like, what? It's weird when you don't have a limb. Like that limb, whether or not you use it to push or whatever, oftentimes you're using it to like reach out to change your center of mass. Interesting. All right, and then you got about 15-20 seconds to go. I'm gonna see if I can do it on this side, no hands. And then a little catch of the elbow. Oh, I know, it's like really just trying to not let gravity win too easily. Yeah. This is super helpful when you're trying to get off the ground and you have something in your hands, this skill set. Let's do one more. Good, and then shake it out. Nice job, team. All right, we are truly going to come off of our knees for an exercise at the moment. Go ahead and sit back and swing the legs around. We worked on that a little bit, the Z-sit transition. We're going to come into your crab for tabletop bridging. Yeah, tabletop bridging.
All right, shoulders open and wide, feet are grounded, maybe stroke the ground just a little bit with your toes so that you wake them back up and you say, okay, tripod in my foot, I'm going to use you. Shoulders are strong, we're gonna hover those hips, hover them a little bit more, and then hover them that extra bit that you think you didn't have, but you actually do. Nice carry, good. And then hips come down. We'll go through that again. 1, 2, and then the extra 3. Good. I'm not going to count for you every single time. Go ahead and just do that movement. I do want you to work for that third extra effort. Okay, so like what's that beyond what you think you finished? Right, we know that our perception of end range is challenged with Parkinson's, so making sure that even though we think we've gone as far, we give ourselves a little extra more. Yeah. And we're gonna go for 10 more seconds. That's it. Lee, I would say keep your chin tucked for me. Keep looking at your wall in front of you. Don't let your head hang back. So look forward right here. Yeah. Last one. Eyes are forward the whole time. Yeah, good. And return. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna swing those legs into a side sit. Or actually a Z sit here. And we are going to work on the transition between Z-sit, high kneel, and then split kneel. All right, so if you know yourself to maybe want a chair or scoot next to a wall, I'll show how it goes and then you can figure out how to make it yours. So we're gonna do that transition from forward. Remember, we did this one already. Yeah, this is where it gets sticky. The leg that's behind, so this would be my right leg, is gonna swing forward on the diagonal to the left. So it's gonna go boom. Okay, there we go. And then we're gonna swing this leg around where it came from. Now, some of us at the beginning, in order to just kind of like wrap your head around this, yeah, Adam, that was perfect. You can just bring your hand down and kind of like inch your way into your Z sit and then sit. Okay, so we're gonna go up. If you need to put your hand down, put your hand down or use a chair. Bring the leg around and forward and then bring your torso vertical. Do what you need to do. Hand comes down, bring the knee back, and then slow descents. Okay, we got it? We're gonna go for 30 to 40 seconds. Explore that, okay? We're right at the end of the class. I know you're tired. Your brain's like, I'm done, Steph. Don't give me anything new, but here we are. Bill, if you can't hear, turn up your volume on the computer. See if you turned up your volume at some point. Oh wait, he can't hear me when I just said that. Yeah, good job, everyone. Still working through it. Nice work. Getting a little easier? Yeah. Sometimes it's just coordination. It's not strength, it's not really mobility. It's just like, okay, what's the sequence of events here? Yeah. All right, let's go one more, or roughly 5 more seconds of work. Team, nice job. Great. Let's switch sides. Can you switch with no hands? We did this already? Okay. So again, you can use a chair. Gonna pull this over if you need to, all right? So if your hips come up, so Z-sit, hips come up, grab your chair, swing the leg through. Swing the leg back, sit, and then take a seat. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Kenlyn, you're doing great. Stay with me, girl. You're doing great. Stay with me. Take your time. This is why we do timed intervals, because everyone's going to need their own pace right now. These new movements, they take time to register. We got 15 more seconds. Working on the agility to move the leg forward. Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Nice job, and reset. All right, go ahead and lie on your back. Give yourself a couple minutes to just decompress, because that was a lot of hip stuff, of balance stuff, of posture stuff, of core stuff. A lot. Let yourself melt into the ground. Play back the class or whatever you can remember from it. Was there something specific to you that your body liked? Is there a way that you can insert that into your day or your routine to practice, to help your body feel good? And then kind of on the flip side, or maybe it's the same exercise, you liked it because it was hard. Is there anything that you found very challenging and you see the benefit of it? You're like, okay, I should probably work on that. Either inserting that into your day or making sure that you come to class so that you can work on it here. And because maybe our bodies are changing and acting differently than we maybe want them to at this point in time, take a moment to be grateful for the body that you have. What about your body helps you enjoy life right now? Your brain, your hands, your core strength. Feet. Go ahead and roll onto your side. Any side will do, just in a fetal position. And rock yourself. Close your eyes if that feels right. With all of that dynamic movement today, it feels good to just soothe. Go ahead and press yourself up. You've been working on that in class. Grab one more side bend to each side. And give yourself celebration. Nice work, team. Great job. I'm going to turn off the recording, and if you'd like to share anything with the class.